The most important thing in life is to stop saying "I wish" and start saying "I will." Consider nothing impossible, then treat possibilities as probabilities. A day wasted on others is not wasted on oneself. There is nothing in the world so irresistibly contagious as laughter and good humor. No one is useless in this world who lightens the burden of another. We should never be ashamed of our tears. Family should be made up not of only those who share blood, but also those who would give blood. There is wisdom of the head and wisdom of the heart. Reflect upon your present blessings, of which every man has many, not on your past misfortunes, of which all men have some. To conceal anything from those to whom I am attached, it is not in my nature. I can never close my lips where I have opened my heart. I was too cowardly to do what I knew to be right, as I have been too cowardly to avoid doing what I knew to be wrong. Remember, to the last, that while there is life, there is hope. A multitude of people, and yet solitude. Do all the good you can do, and make as little fuss about it as possible. I hope that real love and truth are stronger in the end than any evil or misfortune in the world. Procrastination is the thief of time. Collar him. No one who can read ever looks at a book, even unopened on a shelf, like one who cannot. A loving heart is the truest wisdom. There is prodigious strength in sorrow and despair. Take nothing on its looks. Take everything on evidence. There's no better rule. There are strings in the human heart that have best not be vibrated. I never could have done what I have done without the habits of punctuality, order, and diligence, without the determination to concentrate myself on one subject at a time. A very little key will open a very heavy door. There was a long, hard time when I kept far from me the remembrance of what I had thrown away when I was quite ignorant of its worth. Not knowing how he lost himself, or how he recovered himself, he may never feel certain of not losing himself again. My advice is, never do tomorrow what you can do today. There's more a gravy than of grave about you, whatever you are. One always begins to forgive a place as soon as it's left behind. It is so wonderful to cry with joy. Happiness is a gift, and the trick is not to expect it, but to delight in it when it comes. A dream, all a dream, that ends in nothing, and leaves the sleeper where he lay down, but I wish you to know that you inspired it. It opens the lungs, washes the continents, exercises the eyes, and softens down the temper, so cry away. A man is lucky if he is the first love of a woman. A woman is lucky if she is the last love of a man. I must be taken as I have been made. The success is not mine, the failure is not mine, but the two together make me. Trifles make the sum of life. The whole difference between construction and creation is exactly this, that a thing constructed can only be loved after it is constructed, but a thing created is loved before it exists. Think now and then that there is a man who would give his life to keep a life you love beside you. The broken heart. You think you will die, but you just keep living day after day after terrible day. Ask no questions, and you'll be told no lies. The pain of parting is nothing to the joy of meeting again. Every traveler has a home of his own, and he learns to appreciate it more from his wandering. Life is made of so many partings welded together. We forge the change we wear in life. Have a heart that never hardens, and a temper that never tires, and a touch that never hurts. There are dark shadows on the earth, but its lights are stronger in contrast. A wonderful fact to reflect upon, that every human creature is constituted to be that profound secret and mystery to every other. Throughout life, our worst weakness and meannesses are usually committed for the sake of people whom we most despise. Spring is the time of year when it is summer in the sun and winter in the shade. Grief never mended broken bones. I think so much of warm and sensitive hearts that I would spare them from being wounded. Think now and then that there is a man who would give his life to keep a life you love beside you. There is a man who would give his life to keep a life you love beside you. The world belongs to those who set out to conquer it, armed with self-confidence and good humor. Electric communication will never be a substitute for the face of someone who with their soul encourages another person to be brave and true. A word in earnest is as good as a speech. If there were no bad people, there wouldn't be good lawyers. Although a skillful flattener is a most delightful comparison if you have him all to yourself, his tastes become very doubtful when he takes to complimenting other people. Charity begins at home, and justice begins next door. It is a melancholy truth that even great men have their poor relations. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Nature gives to every time and season some beauties of its own, and from morning to night, as from the cradle to the grave, it is but a succession of changes so gentle and easy that we can scarcely mark their progress. Reflect upon your present blessings, of which every man has plenty, not on your past misfortunes, of which all men have some. Regrets are the natural property of gray hairs. Vices are sometimes only virtues carried to excess. We forge the chains we wear in life. Pause, you who read this, and think for a moment of the long chain of iron or gold, of thrones or flowers that would never have bound you but for the formation of the first link on one memorable day.